Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As we enter towards the final stretch here of season number 16, Westlake is going to be taking on their rivals, the BYU Cougars. Last week, Westlake was number 2, and they took on number 1 Army and absolutely destroyed them, 41-7. Just an all-out dominant victory. The Black Knights were going into the game with one of the best defenses, not only in college football, but statistically in college football history. Their offense was great too, and they just completely sucked. As you look at BYU's team statistics, they're not really that much worse than Army's. They're in the top 2 in 3 of the 4 major defensive categories, and of the major 8 categories, they're in the top 13 for all of them. I think it's fair to say Westlake is going to have their hands full, but if they can beat Army by 34 points, they could certainly beat BYU. Unlike Army, the Cougars are not undefeated going into this game, as they're currently 9-1. They lost earlier in the year. But I think this is a top 5 team on paper, and I think had it not been for that loss, BYU would absolutely be in national championship contention. So Westlake has to view this game like they viewed the Army game, and really they just have to play A+ football. Welcome to Lavelle Edwards Stadium as these two rivals face off yet again. The number 1, 10-0 Westlake Hornets take on the 9-1 BYU Cougars. This is the final road regular season game for the rest of the Westlake series, because next week the final regular season game is at home. So the Hornets are going to choose tails because tails never fails, and believe it or not, it will actually land on heads. Would you look at that? BYU will start on defense. So Westlake's going to bring their offense out on the field first. Normally Westlake starts on defense, but not today. 2nd and 8, Kadarius Franklin enters the backfield. He's going to get the toss from AC3. And look at Franklin on the quick run. He's probably been Westlake's most reliable receiver this year, although guys like Isaiah Thomas have had really big games. I think Franklin's probably been the most steady of the group. 2nd and 10, Cortez under a lot of pressure. What did the defensive tackle just do there? He just ran so fast. Now, Cortez somehow completes the pass for Kadarius Franklin, but did y'all see the defensive tackle? He just, zoomed over to AC3. I don't know how he did that. 3rd and 7, Matt Miller gets the handoff. Miller does get the first and more. A huge run for Matt Miller. He gets around 13 yards. That'll keep the drive going. Westlake's offense scored 41 points on Army's defense last week. Army's defense was the best in college football. I think BYU's taken over that honor. I think their defense is now the best. And just like Army, they're getting carved up. Anthony Cortez with a strike for Maurice Rogers for the touchdown. So a very quick first drive. Westlake is on the board, and they now lead 7-0. So here's the BYU offense. This unit has a lot of talent, led by senior quarterback Jeffrey Bergstand and Heisman contending running back Francois Clark. As on first down, Bergstand is sacked by Gordon Waters-Key. His brother Greg Waters-Key, the 5-star quarterback, is actually at BYU's campus today for a visit. 3rd and 14, nice deflection by Joko Onwosu. That'll force a punt. I didn't really talk about it earlier, but both of these teams have Heisman contending running backs, with Francois Clark for BYU and Tazwell Hubbard for Westlake. The crazy thing is, both of those guys went to Burmester High, so they were in the same high school backfield, which is pretty incredible. Rogers gets the handoff. He gets absolutely pounded by Dan Johnson for a loss of about 3. And it is now 3rd and long for the Hornets. They certainly do not want an early punt and would love to keep the hot offensive start going. Well, they're not going to punt it, but they turn it over, which is even worse. Paul Bradbury with the interception, and he will bring you all the way to the 10-yard line. So, not really what you wanted there. Anthony Cortez with his 2nd interception he's thrown of the year. And BYU all of a sudden has it in the red zone to start this drive off. On first down, Francois Clark hits a handoff. He loses 3. Khalil on the banjo and Lou Burt's-Roy are both there to bring him down. Now it's going to be 3rd and 6 for BYU. The Cougars trying to punch it into the end zone with this great field position. They certainly would not want a 3-and-out. Bergstand looking to throw it, and he just decides to go out of bounds. For being a 99 overall, Jeffrey Bergstand has been quite unimpressive thus far. So BYU's going to have to kick the field goal. Not the drive they wanted, but they are on the board thanks to their defense. And it is now 7-3. So the Cougars do score, and it looks like we might have ourselves a game. Although the Hornets do look to be in control throughout this first quarter so far. 2nd and 3, Cortez being chased from behind. He loses 6 on the run. Again, it's Dan Johnson, his second tackle for loss. I think Cortez was going to try to toss it to Hubbard, but just wasn't able to do it in time. So now it's 3rd and 9. AC3 looking to throw it under pressure. Quick pass is caught by Kadarius Franklin for the first down, and that'll do it for the first quarter. It's been a sloppy-ish game so far. Neither offense has been outstanding. Westlake did have that nice first drive, but they have also turned the ball over, and BYU's offense has not really done much of anything today, as Westlake leads 7-3. Let's go to the second quarter. Lamar Gallagher in motion as Anthony Cortez is going to look to throw it under a lot of pressure. Tough catch is going to be hauled in by Mo Rogers for a nice gain of 18. I don't know if you guys caught that graphic, but BYU is 14 yards today. I get they've barely had the ball, but that's still quite low. Cortez with a strike for Kadarius Franklin, who will find the end zone for a Westlake touchdown. And the Hornets will extend their lead a little bit further. The offense hasn't been in a total groove today, but they have had a few nice drives so far, leading to points. And Westlake is up by 11. Still plenty of time for BYU to figure some things out, but they don't look great so far today. Got ourselves an interesting A Sports Studio update as NC State currently beating Army 7-6. Both teams with touchdowns within the first 3 minutes of the game. It'd be quite something if Army just completely collapsed after losing to the Hornets last week. So BYU has it. 3rd and 1. It's a toss for Francois Clark. And Westlake read that play like a book. Clark gets nothing, wrapped up by the true freshman, Joko Onwusu. It's 4th and 1, and the Cougars will elect to go for it. They have it past midfield. They might as well go for it. There's not really a whole lot to lose. As Richard gets the handoff, he trucks Brandon Ralph, still on his feet. Richard into the red zone, and he is pushed down by the defensive tackle, Sheldon House, at around the 10-yard line. It's now 3rd and goal from about the 5-ish yard line. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be a false start. And BYU's been running no huddle, so Westlake has had their goal line defense still in the game. They've called audibles to have new plays, but they've had like defensive linemen going in coverage. So not only does that move BYU backwards 5 yards, but Westlake can get a lot of their normal players back in. 3rd and goal from the 9 for the Cougars. Bergstand's going to throw a screen for Francois Clark. And he probably would have been able to score had it not been for the penalty, but that's not going to happen. So the Cougars are going to be forced to kick a field goal. Going to try to make it 14-6. Another chip shot. And he drills it. So technically, it's only a one-score game. Now, BYU's not going to be winning by only kicking field goals, but they are only down by 8. And they did finally get a somewhat sustainable offensive drive. Westlake has it back. Gallagher in motion as Cortez is going to hand it off for Tazewell Hubbard, who loses yards. Tazewell Hubbard has been not great today. I mean, really, the entire rushing offense for Westlake, it's just been tough sledding. BYU's rushing defense has been phenomenal. 3rd and 12, Cortez misses the pass there. It looked like he was trying to get it to Noah Cox. So BYU forces a punt. They can technically tie it on this possession with just over 2 minutes to go in the half. We'll see if their offense is able to do anything. Bergstand on 3rd and 10, throws it out of bounds. So both quarterbacks continue to be pretty disappointing today, I've got to say. Anthony Cortez III hasn't been terrible. He does have 2 touchdowns to his name, but he's also had a few bad plays. 3rd and inches. Oh, there's another one as it's intercepted by Fry. So BYU will get it back. Anthony Cortez going into this game only threw 1 interception the entire season. Today in the first half, he has 2. Pretty remarkable stuff there, and BYU's defense is really getting into a groove. So the Cougars have it back, 3rd and 10. It's a screen for Francois Clark. Gets by Waters Key, and somehow gets the first down. Somewhat lucky, but, I mean, Francois Clark is dangerous with the ball in his hand, so it isn't that crazy. 3rd and 11, Bergstand looking to throw it. His pass is picked off. Justin Graves getting in on the INT fun. It's been a somewhat rough year for Justin Graves. He hasn't been great, but I do have to give him credit. He's played a lot better as of recently, and that's one of the main reasons why Westlake's defense has gone from one of the worst in college football to one of the best in a very short amount of time. But Westlake immediately turns it over again as Anthony Cortez fumbles it, and BYU picks it up. So AC3 has now turned it over 3 times in the first half, if you've been counting from home. And the Cougars, with about 30 seconds left, have yet another opportunity to do something before halftime. Bergstand on 3rd and 11 just goes with a screen for Clark. Doesn't get much, wrapped up by Joko and Wosu. It feels like both of these teams are trying to lose the game, specifically offensively. Anthony Cortez has turned it over 3 times today. Jeffrey Bergstand hasn't been much better. As we get to the final play of the first half, Cortez is pounded for a loss of 11 yards. Nice sack by Derek Wynn, who recovered the fumble on the previous possession. That'll do it for the first half. It has been an ugly game of football, but sometimes you need the ugly ones in there. 14-6 is your score. Westlake has the lead. BYU does start with the ball here in the second half. BYU's offense has not shown a lot today. This is the same defense that allowed 53 points a month ago to LSU. Pretty wild. On 3rd and 9, they go with another screen, and Clark does not get it. What a tackle by Florentino Phoenix to save the first down. 4th and 1, BYU is going to go for it again, and Clark is stopped. Noel Payne and friends are there with the tackle, so an excellent display of tackling on that possession from Westlake, and it's crazy because it felt like the Hornets could not tackle at all for much of the year, and now they're getting big tackles like that. Hornets offense has it back. 3rd and 10, Cortez under a ton of pressure, just throws it away. Westlake's run blocking has been bad all day, but now the pass blocking is really starting to get worse too. So the Hornets are going to be forced to kick a field goal. This one's going to be a tough one. Looks like a 53-yarder for Zebediah Phoenix the second, and he absolutely drills it right down the middle. What a season it has been for Zebediah Phoenix. He's only missed 1 kick since the halfway mark of last year, and I think it's fair to say Phoenix is probably the best kicker in college football right now, drilling that one with his eyes closed. 3rd and 4, BYU gets it back, but not for long as the Cougars only gain 2, as Taylor Webb was the ball carrier on that play. Another big tackle by Florentino Phoenix, and Westlake gets it back. Both offenses are still quite definitely in the struggle bus at the moment. 2nd and 2, Cortez looking to throw it. He will get it off for Mo Rogers, who makes another nice one-handed catch. Now, Anthony Cortez has not been good today, but I do have to give him a little bit of credit because he's been having a few solid plays while under a ton of pressure. That time, he did not get rid of it at all, as nobody decided to block Marvin Dodd for whatever reason, and Dodd gets the sack. 3rd and 13 now, Cortez looking to throw it under a lot more pressure. He's just going to try to run, get as close to field goal range as possible, and he does get 5, as that would do it for the third quarter. 17-6, not a lot of offense in that quarter. This is definitely a defensive battle. These two defenses are really playing well at the moment. To start the fourth quarter, the field goal unit will come out. This is Zebediah Phoenix from 52. Looked a little bit shaky at the end, but it does go in. Zebediah Phoenix has 2 50-plus yard field goals on the day. I mean, kickers don't get drafted very often, but Zebediah Phoenix is making a legit case to get drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round of the NFL draft because he is making kicks from all over the place, and he's been doing that all season. BYU is it back on 1st down. Bergstand with a short pass for Jean-Michel Baguier, the former Ogden High tight end who gets around 12. Is this the quarter where Jeffrey Bergstand really figures things out? Bergstand is an outstanding quarterback, don't get me wrong, but today he's just been dreadful. Bergstand on 1st down gets it back to Baguier, who just gets pounded by Florentino Phoenix. Phoenix has been all over the place today. He has been phenomenal in this football game. Both of the Phoenix brothers have been really good today. Phoenix making plays on defense, and Zebediah Phoenix is drilling 50-plus yard kicks. On 3rd down, wouldn't you know it, it's another screen. That's like the 5th time today they called a screen on 3rd down. And unsurprisingly, it does not work as Francois Clark loses yards. So Westlake gets it back. They can really ice the game here, possibly trying to make it a 3-possession lead. They are already in chew clock mode as Cortez gets it to Mo Rogers for the 1st down. Maurice Rogers has had a really good game. Although Westlake's passing attack has not been phenomenal today, Mo Rogers has had one of his best games of his collegiate career. 3rd and 5 now for the Hornets. About 4:20 left to go in the game. Short pass for Tazwell Hubbard, and he does not get it. Only got around 3. Nice stop by the BYU defense. So Westlake could go for it, but they're going to go for the field goal. They just want to make it a 3-score game. This kick from 43 yards out, and it is good. Zebediah Phoenix II cannot miss right now. He is 3 for 3 on the day with 3 tough kicks. As we get an EA Sports Studio update, Boston College beats Purdue Not totally relevant to this game, but hey, maybe Boston College jumps into the top 25. So the Cougars are now down by 3 possessions with 4 minutes to go. Things are not looking good for them. They need pretty much a miracle right now. Bergstand gets it over to Wendell Miller for a nice play. And BYU's offense has been elite this year. They're one of the best offenses in college football, which makes this performance by Westlake's defense just that much more impressive. Tough passes hauled in by Cody Westwood, who's done nothing today. Justin Graves has locked him up all game until, I guess, that play. Graves probably should have intercepted that ball. 1st and 15, another screen, and Winston Johnson reads it like a book. I think this game is done. BYU kept running screens all game, and they did not work. Westlake's defense figured it out early, and Johnson does a great job cutting the route. That'll do it, 23-6. A nice win for Westlake. Sometimes you have to win the sloppy ones, and that's what this game was. Anthony Cortez was not great. He turned the ball over 3 times. Again, to his credit, he did a lot of that while under pressure. The offensive line for Westlake was abysmal today, but he was not good. Jeffrey Bergstand was not either. He was awful. Both of the Heisman contending running backs did nothing today. Clark had 46 yards, Hubbard had 42. Only 2 receivers on Westlake had more than 10 yards. Kadarius Franklin, who had 55 and a touchdown, and Mo Rogers, who had 80 and a touchdown. The big story today was the defense. This defense was incredible. I mean, Westlake's defense was so bad at the beginning of the year, and they've completely flipped the switch. This isn't some random offense, too. BYU's offense is one of the best in the country, and they just got completely shut down today. Zebediah Phoenix as well, got to give him his flowers. He was phenomenal. Had 3 field goals, all from 40-plus yards. 2 of them were from 50-plus. So all around a great win for us. We're now 11-0. We'll return home next week to face off against the Florida Gators. And if we win that game, we should get into the Natty. Remember, we do not have a conference championship game because we are in the Independence Conference. So I hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to like button and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.